So, here we go.
Hey guys.
Welcome to the Michelle Matters Podcast. I'm Jacques Michel.
And I'm Jackie Michelle. This is a podcast where we talk about all of life's matters.
Everything you could think of to like save your marriage, I probably did.
One day I said I have to do my best to realize what I wanted, and I did it.
And how people handle it.
And he had a whole campfire inside the property. Like,
What?
And he was like in there living his best life.
No, because the ones that have something to offer are taken. They're taken. They're taken. Let's be real.
When I made that commitment to dedicate my life to Jesus Christ, even though I didn't stay faithful to him, he remained faithful to me.
Tune in and join the conversation.
Welcome back to another episode.
Hi.
What's up?
Nothing much. Another month.
Yes.
But we are on time.
And on schedule.
Yeah. Based on the time that we set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Going forward. So, hey guys. Hope you're well.
I like that accountability. Trying to stick to the goals we made for this year, and that was definitely one of them.
A little bit. You looked at me sideways when I.
It's not that I looked at you sideways. It's you tried to add it on to an already like busy day. So I was like,
was it a busy day?
It was when you add up
a long night, not a busy day
for one of us. Longer for one of us than the other. Because the thing about it is, for this episode to come out, I had to stay up and edit it, and
I'll stay up and support.
Cap. That's cap. And I know you mean well, and you probably thought that was no.
That's a scam.
Yeah, look at you. You are a professional podcaster. Yes, that would be a scam. You telling me we need to add that to the list.
Okay.
You saying you're gonna stay up for anything.
Yeah.
So I guess you can kind of walk us into our. Do you wanna? Is there anything to catch up on? I'm trying to think. We put out an episode last month.
I don't think so.
Nothing crazy.
I'm sure it'll just come up in our conversation if there is. But basically, we're here today to talk about scams. Things that I'm sure everybody knows is a scam. And not like the typical scams. Because there's this TikTok going around or whatever that's like, I think it's an ad. And she's like, do you know what the biggest scam is? Da da da. And it's like car insurance. And I'm like, everybody knows car insurance is a scam. But there are other things in life that we don't talk about that's really a scam.
Yeah.
So should we just go into it?
Go into it, because this was all you. So like,
but you have stuff too. You just
I definitely know. I could
listing them off.
I could come up with some stuff now, but you had like a semi list ready to go when I got to the Google Drive note.
Yeah. So the first scam I want to talk about, because I just want to get it out the way. Because I know this is not our business, and I try to stay out of single people's business.
Yeah, when I saw this, I was like, okay. I want to see what you got. You're going to have to explain this one to me.
But there are single people in our life that bring us into their business. And the way that they date is a scam. So maybe that's the part. It's not just dating is a scam, but maybe the way that I'm seeing some people date is a scam. So I'm not going to name names.
I'm going to let you rock. Go ahead.
Recently, somebody FaceTimed us, and on FaceTime, you can share your screen.
Yeah, okay. I see
they
where
were going through their Hinge account. I think. They were going through their Hinge account, and I was like, I want to see what's going. Like, I want to see what that's like, right? What's your thought process in this app? And then she's like scrolling, and she's like, "Oh, he went to what school did she say?
Wharton School of Business.
Wharton School of Business. I'm gonna swipe right or whatever is the I like you
bird
swipe.
Behavior."
And I'm like, would you really date this person?
It was a clear sign of bird behavior,
but there's nothing like bird like about it.
No.
So what does that tell you? Like, okay, maybe he got a degree here and now he has student loans? Like, I'm confused.
It's based on the
process.
I'm a man, and like how we should stay out of single people business, I typically stay out of women's business. But
no, but that was weird.
In the conversation, I'm assuming when she saw Wharton, she saw dollar signs because it is a prestige like business school where like a lot of the top companies go there and recruit. Mm-hmm. So having a Wharton business degree means something in the corporate world, which she comes from. She knows that stuff.
Sure.
So, like I said, she was just being a bird. She saw the school, and I was like, I just don't understand. Like, you're not dating for, like, this is not real dating.
Yeah.
This is like almost like you're picking off a menu.
Well, the other side of that is off a menu. The other side of that is a lot of people talk about compatibility. Mm-hmm. And I feel like compatibility is a scam.
Explain that to me.
Because you could be compatible with almost anybody who's not like a douche or a narcissist.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true.
You don't think so?
Nah. Well, when we talk about okay, once again, me staying out of single people business, but what I'm assuming they mean by compatibility, it's them as two individual puzzle pieces that fit together.
Yeah.
There are just some philosophical basic things that people just don't agree on that would cause them to be quote unquote incompatible. So it's like there's a level of, I'm assuming, of non-friction, places where they don't bump heads too much that people call themselves compatible. It's like we just can't bump
with anybody.
No, for sure. I agree with that. I'm just saying, I don't think compatibility is the scam. I think if I was to I think a lot of people's dating standards are a scam. I think there are things that people say they care about that I don't know if they really care about, or they easily toss out the window. If the Wharton School of Business guy, is making a certain amount of money, that you throw out the window. So it's not really a real dating standard. We just made it up for just as reasons to not date people versus things that we really look for. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a scam.
There have been times where I'm like, man, this person would go so great with this person. Let me say something, or let me, and then they don't see it.
That's not how dating works, though.
I know. But that, they don't understand, in so many areas that they are compatible, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. Whereas I'm like, back in 2005, I don't think somebody would be like, oh man, Jonks, you would be so compatible with Jackie. I wouldn't say that we were compatible.
Somebody would have to know each of us individually that much or that well to even make the assumption. And then there's still cause here's the thing, right? When you say that you see two people as being quote unquote compatible based on
personality,
all that, I think you are minimizing chemistry, right? Mm-hmm. And
but they're not getting chemistry from the apps and stuff.
Listen, but they don't. Most people, especially off the blind, because that's almost blind date-ish.
Yeah.
The thing about the blind date is what you're blind to is what they look like, and I think that's what most people will immediately jump towards. Mm-hmm. Versus you are out here drawing parallels to their personality, and they're not
lifestyle.
On that. People not on that. At least I don't think. So I'm like, this is not you trying to put together a color palette, cause
mood board.
Yeah, this ain't that. I think dating for the most part is gonna be, it's just so subjective. That's why I'm like, once again, we probably spent too much time on this because as two people who've been married
move on.
for a long time.
We're going to get on the married people next.
Yeah. Stuff that we are quote unquote qualified to talk about.
Sure.
But I understand what you
qualified for that.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just looking at the world around me and I'm just like, is it over? Are we done yet?
Oh, we live in a simulation for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So for the married people, and I have heard, not people in my circle, at least I don't think, but some people have said, happy wife, happy life. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that statement? Or that piece of quote unquote advice?
So you want me to give the deep answer or the just the base?
Whatever you
answer.
Feel in your heart.
Okay. So on its face level, happy wife, happy life is some sucker stuff to me, right? I get what they're trying to say.
What do you think they're trying to say?
I think they're trying to say that, because in my mind, the way I would take, so for me, I always tell you all the time, like, you tend to be the thermostat in the house, right? Where like, you set the temperature as like, okay, if Jackie's mad, this could be so day, right?
I can't just be like, ooh, I had a great day today.
Yeah, like you a lot of times set the thermostat on the house. So in order to,
I would venture to say you do too, though.
I mean, it's only two of us, but I'm saying for the most part, I'm more adjustable than you are sometimes. Like especially early on in our marriage, if I came home and you were like, your day sucked, I'm not going to say my day sucked too. I'm just like, oh, I'll say that or I'll just eat it and not say nothing at all. Cause both of us can't be sad. Right.
Yeah, we can.
That sucks. But
if we're going to be sad, let's just both be sad right now.
Nah, that sucks. So
that was another day.
Yeah. So like, I'm not a fan of the happy wife, happy life. Cause it's so I guess when you peel back layers on it, it is a lazy. You
don't have no spine.
Yeah, it's a lazy way to lead. If you just do happy wife, happy life.
It's actually not a way to lead at all. Really?
No. Okay. Yes. It's a lazy. When I say it's a lazy way to lead, because some guys feel like they're doing the right thing, right? By just I'm just. If this is going to make her happy, I'm going to do this, And it's like, I think it could be well intentioned at times because at least most men, I think, want to make their wife happy, right? A lot of guys say, quote unquote, I don't want my wife to work or whatever. Like, and what, actually take it back. That could be some ego stuff, but I think there are, like for me personally, I would love to free you up to work on your business full time, right? Because I think that would make you happy. Like we've had discussions about how that would make you make your life quality of life better or whatever, right? Versus you just being like, oh babe, I want to not work, and I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever you say, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel that way because I think I also see benefits to it. It's not just me saying yes to you because it makes my life easier. I say yes to that concept because I see how that makes our family better. It's not a decision I'm making to make just you happy. It's a decision for me to improve the quality of our household, right? But then there are people who just do things because their wife say so. And there's like an old term. It's like henpecked. I don't know. I know it because I used to hear this. I used to hear older black women say it all the time.
What does it mean?
So basically it's like, you just do whatever your wife say.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's the type of person that would use this quote.
Exactly. A sucker, right? Like.
And there are times when you should do what your wife says.
For sure.
But there are also times where you should do what your husband says. Or we come to this agreement together, to this decision together. Like, happy wife, happy life to me is just, it's like the TV dad persona, right? Like, what? No, because I if I'm going to keep it real, I have another, not idea, but a reason for it. Oh. Well, okay. It's like the TV dad persona. Yeah. The Bart Simpson doesn't know what's going on, so Marge has to take the lead and everything. Homer Simpson. Oh, is it? You didn't watch these cartoons. It's very clear. Bart is the son. Yes. Homer Simpson, not knowing what's going on, or just like a Modern Family, right? Like, the dad doesn't know what's going on. Mom always has to take the lead on everything. Like, he's dumb and all this stuff. And it's just like, why? Like, why are we feeding into that? So the other thought process behind this is happy wife, happy life means as if I keep her happy, she'll have sex with me. Keep it a bean, right? What? If I keep my wife happy, she will have sex with me.
or there's a better chance that she'll want to have sex with me tonight.
Well, I can't say that.
Exactly.
I was going to say she's going to do it anyway. If she's not having sex with you, who is she having sex with?
I'm not going to go into people's personal relationships, but I'm just saying, so this is...
Like, that's not a good deal on her end.
And this is something I've heard from older men in general, just about like conflict resolution when it comes to their wives, or just how they deal with their wives on a day to day. Is like, oh, I wash the dishes, you know, like almost like as it's like all right, if I wash the dishes, you know, one less thing for her to complain about. Maybe she'll be, I guess, less preoccupied, or another reason for her to not want to have sex with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who do things in, like, if I do this now, it's gonna be like a credit towards nighttime play, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
instead of just, I should do this.
Correct. So happy wife, happy life is synonymous with like happy wife, more sex.
That's interesting.
I think a lot of people do that way.
Makes a happy life to most men.
No, I was gonna say something. I do think some men are simple in that way.
What makes husbands happy? You know what I'm saying?
See, and that's the part we don't talk about.
What makes wives happy? Even I don't even
hearing yes, I guess, to some of these dudes, they think they're
like getting whatever
they want. And we don't talk about how happy spouse, happy house, where I think both of us should be benefiting from.
Right. Because I wouldn't even use the word happy necessarily. But I get it.
Yeah. I mean, it rhymes. But it was mostly just, it too, like I said, it's sucker stuff, right? To just be that much of like a doormat or whatever. Because in my opinion, I don't think in reality women respect men who just say yes to everything like that. I don't think
like that.
No, I'm not saying she's gonna turn you down. I'm not saying she's gonna turn you down, but I don't think women respect it as much. I think some women need to be told no, but I do think women, and we've had this conversation about like in leading and submission, where some women don't submit to their husband because they don't trust them, right? And it's like, she may not listen to your no because she don't trust you in your thought process, in the way you think, in the way that you handle problems or whatever. So you might as well just tell me yes, because I trust, or most women trust themselves more than they trust some of the men that they with. So
I mean, I would say everybody trusts themselves more than other people, spouse or not.
I don't think so.
No. So
I know a couple.
Some people just
I know a couple.
Careful.
Who, I'm not gonna say names.
Oh.
I'm saying I know a couple who the wife, and this is funny, not funny, but like
it's not funny.
It's because you don't even know what I'm about to say.
I don't know who you're talking about.
So that's what I'm saying. You don't even know what I'm about to say.
But it's not funny.
But like you always send me, not always, but this TikTok where it's like some women turn their brains off when their husbands are around.
Yeah.
Right. That's trusting someone else. It's like, he got this, right? Some women can't turn their brain off around their husband because they don't trust him. Right. And I think a lot of women appreciate being able to do that with their husband. Like knowing that he is responsible, capable to do certain things, and they can, whatever. So yes, happy wife, happy life is definitely a scam.
It is a scam. Let's do one of yours.
Okay. So I think the first one I had is, and this is relationship related, is weddings. And
okay.
Yeah, I think you were like skeptical, or you looked at me side eye when you saw it or whatever. Like,
I don't think so.
Cause you're saying I need to explain that to you, but I think you understand. I think weddings are a scam.
I know weddings are a scam.
Oh, okay. It's like,
I see brides all the time.
Yeah, I don't want people to confuse it. I'm not saying marriage is a scam.
Yeah.
I'm saying weddings, the show of it, the pomp and circumstance of having to rent out this huge place. And also in parentheses, we did have a wedding too.
Yeah.
But it's like spending all, like, we didn't spend a crazy amount of money on our wedding.
No, but we only paid for half.
We only paid for half?
Yes.
Oh, out of pocket, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which we've mentioned on the podcast.
Yeah.
We spent $10,000 on our wedding. We paid for 5. My parents paid for 5.
Yeah. And now, like,
they wanted to.
Yes.
And the only way we were going to have a wedding is because they wanted to. Really? Because we were married already. Because
I don't know if we ever talked about like my idea of what the reception was going to be like.
That was not going to happen.
Hey, we wouldn't have needed the extra $5,000 to do it.
We would have just went home.
I'm fine with that too. Because I do believe that most weddings are.
You wanted a Publix sheet cake and punch.
It could have been better than Publix.
Church, fellowship hall.
It didn't have to be there. It could have been wherever we were. I just felt like spending all that extra money to feed all these people. Mm-hmm. Half of them I've probably never seen since or had a meaningful conversation with before.
That's good.
And it's that's that's the scam of it to me, right? It's just like we put all this money into all this time, and I feel like, I mean, it was a nice party. It was great. It was a great party. Beautiful gowns. Would I have been just as happy without it? I think so. Yeah. I know I've watched that video once, maybe, but
we didn't pay for the video, so you can't.
We gave a love offering. We did
$50 or something like that.
Nah, it was more than that. You crazy? We get, I'm not gonna. Whatever. So whatever. So I was getting at is, I think
if you would have said the photos, I would have been like, okay, yeah, that was the main.
I feel budget. Like I've seen the photos.
Yeah,
but it was just like that. The flowers, I could care less. Renting the space, like we didn't need all that. Mm-hmm. In hindsight.
Well, because
we didn't need all those people
for you.
Sure,
it's for other people.
Sure.
Now, I will say
there's a cheaper way to entertain people.
Absolutely, and it doesn't have to be that many people.
That's what I'm saying. Or it could be that many people.
No, because I don't
gotta feed all y'all.
Like I'm seeing a lot of brides. I get bridal clients and stuff. And there are brides that are like, oh yeah, we're going to have like 50 people there. And I'm like, that's so nice.
I couldn't imagine only 50 people being on our wedding.
You couldn't?
No, I couldn't imagine that.
No, there's no way. But I just feel like that's nice that you have that ability.
I didn't need to scale back on the number of people per se. All I needed to scale back on is what?
The production?
Yeah.
You didn't even really have a production.
It wasn't production of it. It's just, I didn't need to feed all y'all the way we fed all y'all.
So you're worried about the food? Because the food was one of the cheaper things.
No, it wasn't.
Maybe.
It was not. It was not.
I'll bring out the budget.
Because we could definitely look at it in comparison between the food, the flowers.
The flowers and the photography were the most expensive thing.
And the photography I appreciate because photos are important, whatever, good quality photos. And she also did our engagement photos. Mm-hmm. So that I was not mad at. But the food, the like the table chair rental, you don't need all that.
So you just gonna have the old people just standing the whole time?
Go home.
Okay.
Go home.
My thing is, if you're gonna do it well, right? Do you have to spend $50,000? No. Cause there are moments even where I have brides come in and they're like, oh, I got a quote from insert bridal shop here for alterations that it's going to be this. And then they see my number and they're like, wow, like, this is great.
Yeah.
And I'm like, should I partake in capitalism?
But that's what it is.
But I don't want to do that.
I don't like when you go to some type
because a dress is a dress. Like, I shouldn't charge more for him unless it's a completely different hem. I shouldn't charge more for a hem just because it's on this white gown than I do for, a dress that somebody's going to wear on Easter.
Yeah.
It's a hem.
It's a scam. Because you go on most websites and anytime they ask you, like, what is the occasion? Mm-hmm. I know there's a jouet happening. Like, if you're asking me, why does it matter?
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
And if you're taking pictures, you're taking pictures.
Yeah, but this is why I'm saying all these things are anything wedding related is a scam.
I do have that separation though, because the materials are different, the fabrics are different, the layers. So the hem is going to cost the same, but I have to do like 7 hems on your gown versus the 2.
But like tables and chairs, why do I need to tell you what the occasion is? Just give me the table and the chair. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing changes. Like, so just give me the table and the chair. There are certain things I understand are more labor intensive for weddings. So like photography is more labor intensive for a wedding. Yeah. Videography is more labor intensive. Catering is catering. Doesn't matter what the event is. Catering is catering. Like some things, they don't really make a difference. But
I'm just, it just keeps getting worse too, because, you know, social media, you got to put on, and some people expect different things. Like, oh, okay. At first, it was cute to just have like the printed out photo booth on a popsicle stick. Nah, now it's the 360. I need the 360.
Give me the 360.
It's like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah, I'm so happy we got married when we got married, and it's a lot of things just going backwards.
But I think even if we got married today, like 20. What are we? 2023?
Yeah.
I don't think we would have had the wedding that we did. It would have been way smaller.
Yeah.
But
that's not what I was getting at.
It would have probably been somewhere else.
That's not what I was getting at. I was going to say, even like, so now for, even like when guys propose, it's a production now. People are calling photographers,
I mean, they always were, but just not at a different scale.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'd just be like your cousin. Like, who has a camera.
Yeah.
But now it's like,
I feel like it's way more of a to-do for people to propose.
Followers.
Like, yeah, like we got engaged. People saw the ring the next morning, like you posted it on Instagram or something, but I would have had to have, like, these days is people calling like, all right, I want a photographer here, record it. I want the other angle so they could see my face when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And also like, I want a sign with flowers inside that says, will you marry me?
Face beat.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all that. I'm like, nah.
Like I had on a bucket hat, chipped nail polish.
It was
we were
bad.
Sweating on a boat.
But great at the same time. And there was
an old white lady behind us photobombing our photo.
And then we went to Johnny Rockets.
Yeah.
It was a crazy night. But yeah. So I think it's, people put so much work into these productions, and also like that has nothing to do with marriage, has nothing to do with relationship. You could spend all that money and be divorced in a year or 2. Like it's crazy.
And could.
And it's a scam.
And then you got to pay for the divorce. So,
cheaper to keep her. Keep going. All right, what's next?
Did you want to say another one of yours, or?
Nah. I actually want to do this one of yours. Funerals, because.
All right.
We talk about this a lot.
Yes. So actually, this is kind of like a spin-off of another one of mine. And that's responsibilities that come with your birth order.
Okay.
Or not. Some people.
Because I don't know if this is a scam.
It is a scam.
Okay. Keep going. Because I
didn't ask for this.
These are not real rules, though.
They're not, but they show up in almost everybody's life that I know. And I don't know if it's like a black thing or.
That's part of it. For sure, that's part of it.
So, I am my mom's first daughter.
Okay.
And only daughter. Biologically, yeah. I'm my mom's first daughter, and she is my grandmother's first daughter.
Okay.
And I want to say my grandma is my great-grandmother's first daughter.
Okay.
We need a support group.
Okay.
Being the first daughter of, I don't want to just say to like a black mother or to a Haitian mother, but that is my experience.
Yeah.
Is a scam.
It's not a scam.
Especially since I am not the oldest child. I did not ask for this. There are some responsibilities that are like, oh, you're coming to me about life insurance? Like, okay, so I get it. I should know where these things are. But I should not be a key player in what's going on here when there are other people who could be responsible. You know what I'm saying?
See, and I think that's the key word.
But it's always the daughter.
That's the key. No, that's not true.
It's always.
That is not true. That is not true. I vehemently disagree.
I wish y'all could see my face right now.
This is...
Because you also need a support group.
And I do, and this is what... But I'm getting to it.
But it's not because you have a different role. You play a different role.
Very similar role. This is the different role
because there are ways that you... There are positions you cannot fill because you are not your sister. And it's always going to be your sister. I disagree. Told you when we were watching This Is Us, if you got, like, I love that show. I love that show. And I really feel like...
I hate that show.
Jock's family is like low-key This Is Us.
Oh, no.
In its own way.
No.
Like,
kind of, but no.
Yeah.
No, that's terrible.
And it's always going to be Katie Girl.
That's terrible.
It's always going to be Judy.
No. And as Randall...
When things go wrong.
As Randall, I can say what you're talking about is not... As
Randall?
Yeah, as Randall.
When things are good, call Randall.
When things are bad, call Randall.
No. When things are bad, Randall inserts himself into the situation.
Oh, okay. See, now I'm pushing back. So what I think you're talking about is not... I do not think that is subject to the oldest daughter or first daughter. I think that is just the plight of the responsible child.
So you think you're the responsible child?
Unfortunately, and that's sad, but yes, I'm the responsible child. So
then why do they still call Judy? There's a disconnect with what you're saying here.
No, there's no disconnect.
There is.
No, when my sister...
Okay. A couple years ago, and I don't know, we might have talked about this on the podcast. A couple years ago, your mom had a leg accident. Mm-hmm. Okay. We were all there for support. Mm-hmm. But the person that's going to help her shower, the person that's going to, pick up medicine, get groceries, it's not true. Do you want me to rebuttal? Am I allowed to rebuttal? Sure. I mean, I was there.
So here's the thing. This is not, now we're talking about a proxy thing. Like Judy does a lot of that stuff because she lives closer and she's there more often than I am. Mm-mm. So because my niece spent a lot of time with my parents, she's just there more often. So she does a lot of things like, hey, before you come pick her up, go do XYZ. And that was just, it worked out. That was just a more functional, logistical way to do it. When it really comes down to like the nitty gritty, unfortunately, I'm the responsible child and I get handed the responsibilities because I'm whoever, for some reason, I'm the most reliable person to get it done.
That's all it is.
Reliable. I'm the reliable child. This is the plight of the reliable child. I'm telling you. I don't think it's a daughter thing.
Yeah. And then when you're married to each other.
Yeah. Yeah. We need a support group. We need a support group.
Let's gather around. If you are in need of a support group, we will join, let's meet up and let's figure out some things. Cause I never thought that I would be the point person for planning a funeral.
Same. Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not know that was my responsibility.
Yep.
Did not. But here I am because y'all can't get it together. And
I do it all. I'm a lawyer. I am tech support.
Oh my gosh. Don't get me started.
I'm an Uber driver. I'm the bank.
Yeah.
I'm a lot of things.
At the same time, to reel it into funerals, I'm kind of happy that I got that experience. Mm-hmm. Weird sentence to say. Because now I kind of know what goes on with the whole funeral life, the funeral scam. And that has made me, every time we go to a funeral now, I'm like, I don't want that. Mm-hmm. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't do that.
You know what I don't like.
You don't like the funeral homes talking.
I hate funeral homes. Do not talk on my wedding.
I also feel like, though, you don't need to be involved in that nitty gritty part. Like, the funeral homes don't need to be involved in that.
At all. don't come up and tell me, like, don't give a speech about...
Mind your business.
Yeah, like...
you never knew this person.
Exactly. Stay out of this, man.
But not only that, it's just like, why do I need to go through you for this?
I don't know.
This has nothing to do with, the process. Anyway. And then another part of funerals is just the people who attend.
Oh, you gotta get... Okay.
At least for me,
uh-huh.
I must speak on my grandmother's funeral. At some point in the service, and I get it, people grieve differently, right? But you have to understand, I grew up 5 minutes away from my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at her house pretty often, whether it's just, you do the drop-offs, your mom could go drop this off at your grandma, go pick this up from your grandma. And then she makes you stay and eat and
of course,
all the things. I've never seen this lady a day in my life.
You're talking about people who were attending?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was a woman there who was just wailing.
Yeah.
Took a second and then wailed again.
Yes.
On the dot. At some point, I had to turn around. And I shot her a look. And then I didn't hear the wailing anymore.
Here's the thing.
Because who are you?
That's not fair.
It's not fair because I know my grandma
impacted a lot of people. That's not fair.
But calm down. Seriously.
For me, funerals are a scam in the ways that weddings are a scam. As far as we're paying a lot of money for things that have nothing to do with why we're here, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're here it's a celebration of life. But the person is dead. Let's be clear. The person is dead.
Yes.
Certain things should not be this expensive.
Right.
Putting people in the ground should not be that expensive. Right?
Yeah.
And
then the things that come after too. Oh, I gotta think about freezing your credit because somebody might use it.
Cremate me, please.
Dead.
Cremate me and just get it over with. Don't waste all that money. You can rent a hall. It don't have to be at a church.
We don't
it could be at a park.
We don't have to run through, but it's just there are a lot of things within that industry that is a scam.
Yeah.
Especially if you are being cremated. It's after that, I don't really need you.
No.
So thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
I guess on a lighter note.
Yeah.
Let's get off of that. One of the biggest scams now to me is tipping.
Did I write that?
You wrote it?
I think I did. Yeah.
But I felt it.
But I felt it in the moment that I wrote it.
And I feel it all the time. Cause y'all getting out of hand. Be for real. I'd be so because there's this new culture in restaurants. It's a culture in restaurants where they want you to tip for doing nothing. I go to pick up takeout.
For pressing the buttons.
Or, for delivery. And y'all have the nerve to flip over the iPad and ask me for my tip amount. And I'd be like, for what? That, I do not understand. This, and I can tell you, I know when it started. It started during COVID. A lot of these small businesses weren't having as much.
I think it started way before then.
Nah.
Because people don't pay.
No. Before COVID, I felt like you didn't have a tip suggestion for just delivering ordering at a window. It started during COVID because people were doing takeout. They weren't staying. So they were trying to help your local restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
They need the financial whatever. So it's tip a little more even for little stuff that you wouldn't tip for before because they just aren't making it right now. We need them to stay around.
Yeah.
We outside. We are outside. Why are y'all still flipping over the iPad and asking me for the tip amount?
I feel like it started before that because people are not paying a living wage.
No.
It's not my responsibility.
Tipping was always going on. I'm not talking about tipping in general.
Tipping was always going on. But it's okay, so I went to this restaurant and the guy was giving me samples because it's a newer place.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm or I went with a friend and she was yeah, I'm going to leave a little tip. And I'm as far as I'm concerned, he was just being polite. I didn't ask for these samples.
Yeah.
And I'm just a lot of the places that we eat at now, not a lot, but for the most part, you order your food. They may drop it off to your table, but that's it. They're not coming back to refill your cup with water.
But that's what I'm getting at.
You got to go ask for a water cup and go to the soda machine and fill it up.
Exactly.
Like, that's it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Where are the napkins?
That's new. Like, asking for a tip and you're not a waiter or a waitress, that is new.
Yeah.
That started during COVID, and I gladly press no every time.
Then some people will still get you with a service fee or something like that.
Service fee, as long as I don't have a choice. The tip is a choice. You're asking me a question. I will gladly put 0 every single time.
That happened at when I went for my annual physical.
The doctor?
The doctor did not. They didn't ask for a tip, but they were like,
y'all wild.
They were like, oh, and it's a $10 convenience fee.
What was convenient about going to the doctor?
I said, what's the convenience? And she didn't have a legit answer for me.
Hey, y'all.
I'm like, what happened to copays? Like, I thought that was just,
nah,
that was the standard.
On top of that.
So I don't know what's going on with that, but that was just
a
tangent. But yeah.
No. The more we like flesh this out, there's so many of these that I have because we on fees.
Yeah.
The cleaning fee on Airbnb gets me every single time. Y'all are bugging.
Yeah.
Y'all are bugging. And
because I know, especially now that we have used a cleaner before for the unit, it's like they're not charging that much.
No, not for the after Airbnb stay cleaning. Nah, heck no. Yeah, y'all wildin'.
So you're just trying to make money off the top?
Yes.
Their money.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
That's all it is.
Cool.
And oh yeah, yeah, big scams.
Wets. All right.
We gotta run through a couple of these real quick.
I know. Okay. So one that I actually recently added is just the systems that we're a part of.
Okay.
Within the life stages that we're in. Right? I remember, and it's funny because I went on a bike ride with my friend today, and we were just talking about how I really don't care about stuff. She was like, I really admire you guys because y'all just don't care. Like when it comes to work. Maybe not you.
Yeah, I was gonna say
you care a little more than me. But I really speak my mind in places of work. I don't care if you're gonna fire me.
Oh no, I'm pretty
I don't
open
really
at
need
work.
this place. Like that's my mentality.
No, we need this place. You don't say that.
Need it. I don't need it.
We'll talk about that off mic.
I don't need it.
This is not a happy wife, happy life. We're not in that stage right now.
That's kind of how I operate. I mean, I do it tactfully. Don't get me wrong, but there are just certain things I don't really care for. And so she's like, I told her, I was like, honestly, I feel like I wish I could take some of your care and just, bring it onto my life. Because back in the day, I used to be very like, I need to do my homework by this date, turn it on time. Like I was what?
You're still that person. Let's be clear. Just maybe in different ways, but you're still that some person. Okay. I don't want it to seem like you're just so laissez faire. You are
when it
still
comes to my business,
okay.
When it comes to our affairs, yes.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay.
But if it's like
I'll let you cook, but I just want you to know you have not changed that much.
But my thing is, okay, I remember I got sent to HR once and I was just like, for what? And they were like, okay, well, we're just going to have to write it up. Write it up where? Or like when you're in high school and they're like, this goes on your record. What record?
Your permanent record?
Like what record?
Yeah,
like,
I knew that was garbage.
What system is this?
I knew that was garbage.
Where y'all are just trying to like, what's the word everybody's using these days? Mm-hmm. Where you're like trying to control somebody.
Oh, gaslight?
You're gaslighting me into getting into whatever position you want me to be in right now in life. And I'm not doing that.
But what are the stages that you feel like
are a
scam?
I mean, even just work hours, right?
Okay.
The 9 to 5 work hours. That's a scam because your kid is in school from 8 to 3, maybe. Mm-hmm. So you got to rush to get your kid to work at 8. I mean, a lot of people are working from home, but some people are still going to the office. You got to rush to get your kid to school at 8 and then rush to the office. Hopefully you work nearby. And then you don't get off till 5. So what is your kid doing between 3 to like 5:30 by the time you pick them up?
Aftercare. Which
you have to pay for. Mm-hmm. It's just like, who came up with this weird
capitalist? And to me, I think the bigger scam you just kind of breeze past. A lot of these jobs people do from home. And this whole like,
you're a nurse or whatever.
No. I'm not talking about nurses.
Yeah.
I'm saying a lot of these other jobs. And COVID proved that a lot of these jobs can be done from home. And then it's like, oh, work office culture. It's like, scam. It's manipulation and control.
Yeah. It's not my culture.
Yeah. Like, there is no culture. Because when I'm here, I feel like I kind of get less work done, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah.
So, I definitely think it's a form of control and stuff that forces people to, like, want to force you to go to work, like, in the actual office for some of these jobs where it's like,
yeah,
if you're a customer service rep for T-Mobile, you can stay home and get the same job done.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that crazy. I think that's the scam with a lot of those things.
I mean, we also, like, during Christmas, we had a lot of conversations with family. One family member was talking about, like, putting their kid in some, like, super elite, expensive school. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, okay, well, what are your plans for them after they graduate? Or, like, what do you think they're interested in? And they're like, oh, yeah, maybe go to, like, a state college and da-da-da. And I'm like, you know who else is going to go to state college?
This guy.
The kid that goes to a public school.
Yeah.
Like, it's all a scam. And
yeah.
I think
but we're also 2 kids who went to private school.
Sure, but we didn't ask for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when we went to college, who did we go to college with?
All of them. Randos.
Exactly.
Oh, listen, I'm not going against it. I agree.
Starts.
Those are all scams.
You're all starting at the same position.
Those are all scams. And I'll run through a few more last because there's one that ties to that.
Go ahead. I
think college tuition is a scam. I think, well, when I say college tuition, the value of what you pay for college versus what you make after, to me, is a scam, considering
also what you get.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, college is so expensive right now, and wages have not gone up equally.
I don't even mean the pay. I just mean the quality of your college experience.
Oh, speak for yourself. My college experience was great.
Sure.
It was worth every dollar I didn't pay. So.
Yeah, but you're a rarity. I'm talking about, like, even when there are also always these Twitter posts or tweets. Sorry. Wow. I haven't been off Twitter for a while. Tweets that will come up.
Twitter?
Twitter. That'll come up, like, and then you hear about these HBCUs. It's like, oh, we had, chicken nuggets and frozen fries.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Some of them pictures be wild.
And our bathrooms haven't been cleaned in a decade.
The dorms got mold.
What are y'all paying for?
No. Okay. All right. That's a whole other story. Here? And we not too much on HBCUs. But
it's not just the HBCUs,
I know.
Though,
but that's not a super. Well, I take it back. There were dorms at USF. They're all torn down now. But yeah, there were some dorms that like.
To you, alumni.
Yeah, I don't get back. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, where it was like, why are we paying all this money for this? Why is the meal plan XYZ amount of dollars? Once again, these are things I don't know about because I never stayed on campus, never had a meal plan. I sold a bunch though. But, yeah, no, I told everybody kids why it's important for them, but I never had one.
Nice. But
yeah, no, it's a scam because we're just paying crazy amounts of money, I think, for, in education, which once again, I'm not saying college is a scam. For the most part, I do think are important things to learn or whatever to gain from college, but it's just for the price point. It's crazy. Scam to me. 2 weeks notice at work. A scam. Now, don't get me wrong.
No, I have a real life experience, story as to why that's a scam.
Go ahead.
But thankfully I was smart enough to, budget. And, so I gave my 2 weeks notice at this job that I really hated in New York.
You called me all the time.
Oh, every day. I called you every day.
And we were not going out. And I was like, why is she calling
crying
me?
At the deli. Crying. Like, why am I here? And I was there for maybe 3-4 months at this job. Mm-hmm. And finally, I found an opportunity in Fort Lauderdale. So I was moving home. Put in my 2 weeks notice by email. This man. And so it was a... It was a small business. We made like custom furniture, but like for pretty big brands. And he replied to my email.
Sorry.
And said, don't worry about it. You don't have to come in. He didn't say it like that.
I think he said, beat it.
But he was just like, no problem. Stay home. So I stayed home.
Yeah. And
thankfully, I planned my money out. To be like, I don't need another check in 2 weeks, but it would be nice, you know. No, never got it.
Yeah, I think
really, I get it, because like, are you really gonna work in these 2 weeks?
No, but it's the courtesy, right? It's the courtesy of, because a lot of jobs, some people are. If you play a key role, it matters a little more. Or whatever the time it takes to refill your position, da da da. But at the same time, the majority of people are not fired with 2 weeks notice, right? But it is common courtesy for the employee to give that notice when they're leaving. And as someone who's worked in like management or whatever, I hear you, but at the same time, and when at all possible, I'll give you your 2 weeks notice when possible. But if I gotta go, I gotta go. Or if I decide like, today is the day.
Yeah.
Today will be the day.
Yeah. It's not a law to do that.
No. But it's one of those, the man has told us for the longest to give 2 weeks notice, but the man does not give you 2 weeks notice when you get fired.
Absolutely not. So
it's one of those like, hey, who came up with this type things? So it's like, okay, for me, and I'm also very like, I'm observant. I see how employers treat people, stuff like that. There are some employers where I feel very comfortable, like, okay, I'll give you your 2 weeks notice. There are some other employers I've had that's like, I'll give it to you if I can or whatever, but like, I'm not pressed if it's one of those, it's me or you. It's going to be me every time. So I'm going to choose me consistently.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's definitely one of those scams of corporate culture that the man has created that I ain't, you don't got me no more. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Those days are over.
Have you ever just quit?
Yes, once.
Day of?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about that first weird job that you were doing.
No. In college. I mean, I don't know if this counts, but my boss, I told him like, I wasn't sure if I was going to come back. We got into like a little argument and I was like, you know what? I'm good. You know what's funny? This is like full circle moment. Mm-hmm. It was a Sunday of the Super Bowl. He wanted me to work and I said no. And I quit. That's so funny.
You quit over the Super Bowl?
1000%.
Wow.
I told him I was not on the schedule. Somebody else called out.
Get somebody else to do it.
He didn't ask me. He's like, oh, put my name on the schedule. And I'm like, why do you think I'm the one who's going to work on Super Bowl Sunday? And I did not show up for the rest of the semester. Damn. So.
At the Quickie Mart?
Yeah, but then he hired me back in the summer.
Of course he did. All right. I mean, I think that's all the scams.
Yeah.
That we have time for.
Yeah.
So many more. If you know of some scams, let us know. And maybe we'll talk about them at a later date.
Yeah.
So, babe.
Yes.
I'm putting you on the spot because I don't see that you wrote anything down.
I did not write anything down.
What matters to you lately?
What matters to me lately? Oh man, I got one I can't say, but let me think. What matters to me lately? All right, can you go and then?
Sure.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm gonna start with what doesn't matter to me lately.
That's okay.
And I had, speaking of jobs, I had a very short stint as a cashier. Not in the books, okay? Statute of limitations, so. But my mom's best friend, when I was in high school, had like a linen shop in a warehouse. I want to say it was on Opelika Boulevard, one of those warehouses over there. And she was like, okay, you could be my cashier for this summer. It was literally for like 2 weeks. And I just helped her fold linens and, you know, give people their change back. One of the first things that she taught me to do was when you give people their money back, make sure they're all facing the same direction.
Really?
I don't know if this was her OCD, but my OCD was like, this makes sense.
Okay.
I like this. And so now there's a new generation of cashiers at Publix, at Sprouts, Presidente.
Mm-hmm.
When I do pay with cash, that just, thankfully they unroll, you know, they uncrumple up the dollars, right? Because sometimes it's just in there stuffed. But when I get my dollars back, sometimes I see a president's face, I flip to the next dollar and I see a building. And then I see an upside down face. And I'm like, I can't live like this. Like, I need y'all to be a little more organized in the way that you give me my money back. Because the way that I organize my wallet, and I know this might sound crazy to some people, and it could be my OCD, but I just feel like there are ways that you present things to people, and that's not it. So that doesn't matter to me right now. What does matter to me is I'm aging, and what?
You're old. No, go ahead.
Yeah, we're the same age. First of all, I'm aging, and I went to a podiatrist last year.
You know how old that makes you sound? You went to see a podiatrist.
I did.
Go ahead.
Because I was like, why are my feet like this? And he was just basically saying, like, the way that my feet touch the ground is like, it curves outward to make a step and not just front to back. I mean, back to front.
Pronated or...
Sure. And so he was like, I mean, did a couple x-rays. Nothing's wrong. You just need to change your shoes. And so I'm now spending money on quality shoes.
Geriatrics, yeah.
But they're great. Like, I love good shoes.
Yes.
That is what matters to me these days.
I mean, I'll co-sign. That's not what matters to me. But I will say, I am way on comfort over... Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I like how shoes look too. But comfort matters. Comfort matters.
I mean, I like pay for a good Nike. Yeah. I like a good Nike, but that's not my workout shoe. That's not my walking shoe.
Yes.
Because they just don't.
Nikes are lifestyle shoes to me. They aren't the best training shoes. Yeah. They're good lifestyle shoes.
Yeah.
I don't have what doesn't matter to me, but what does matter to me.
Mm-hmm. That's good. You're positive.
Yeah, I'm a positive person. No, what matters to me now is convenience. So like I'm starting to notice that I'm adding a lot more conveniences to my life.
Really?
And picking and choosing my spots. Yeah, I had some things. So like, my car wash guy comes to my job.
That sounds crazy.
What?
My car wash guy.
Yeah, the car wash.
Not your car wash guy.
All right, he's not my car wash guy, but the guy who washes my car comes to my job. So I don't have to go nowhere. Granted, he's also washing other people at my job's cars.
That's where you met him.
But that's convenience. Yeah. Like, I appreciate it. I'm willing to pay for convenience.
Okay. But you're not willing to tip.
I tip him.
I'm just joking.
No. See, different. Don't do that. I still tip people who do service jobs.
You don't do the convenience fee.
Yeah, I'm not doing the tip for nothing thing.
Yeah.
But another person, my barber, another person who I also tip, I pay for the convenience because this man is organized. He uses an app. I book my appointment time
for a chair.
Yeah, it's oh no, my bad. I got two heads in front of you. Nah.
Oh, you could go sit in his chair.
Yeah, oh no, never. Never. It's very convenient. Even like, it's just other things in my life that now we've been starting, and it's like, you know what? I'm willing to pay for convenience. Nice. And, it's increased my productivity. Okay. And, definitely, something that matters to me these days.
I like that. Nice. You guys let us know what matters to you lately. And, do you have a business spotlight?
Do I have a business spotlight? Yeah, there is a business I wanted to shout out. Man, you put me on the spot.
I did. I have one as well.
Oh, okay.
But we haven't been there together, so I didn't know if I should shout them out.
Well, you've had this. You can give yours while I look up mine.
Well, I don't want to give two.
Sure. Huh?
I don't want to give two.
Oh, so okay, we'll just give mine then.
Okay.
So, the company is called, or the business is called, Chelle's Cutie Pies.
Oh yeah.
So like 2 weeks ago, I ended up going to.
I've tried that. You made it sound like I don't know who they are.
No. You do know this. That's what I'm saying. I was like, we haven't gone there, but we've had we both had a shared experience. I went to the Seed Food and Wine Festival. That's something we should have caught y'all up on. That got me.
I didn't go, so that was
no. Yeah. That was something. I did go to the Seed Food and Wine Festival. Maybe next podcast.
Seed.
Yes, let's be clear.
SEED.
Friend of the show, at Johnny Billion. Johnny invited me to the Seed Food and Wine Festival. Mm-hmm. For some reason, I thought it was the Seafood and Wine Festival.
Which
I didn't
also,
think about it.
I'm like, you don't
makes no sense
like that.
because and Johnny's vegan, so why would he have invited me to that? But we did go to the Seed Food and Wine Festival, and it turned out to be a pretty decent experience. We made the most of it.
Where was it?
It was at Regatta Park, I believe it's called. That's in the Grove, and it's by City of Miami City Hall. I believe that's what that is. Whatever, it's Regatta Park. Anyway, so it was a vegan or plant-based food festival. It was a decent event, but there was a vendor there that I really liked. Multiple vendors. Probably eventually shout out more of them as time goes on. Mm-hmm. But for this episode, I'll highlight Chelle's Cutie Pies. It's vegan and gluten free, and the one that we had was the OG, and it is a Japanese white sweet potato pie. She makes like different.
So good.
Yeah, she makes like different flavors or orientations or different variations. I mean,
also you came home with like 50 of them.
I did, and that's why I'm like, I would have to do a whole like catch up on how that went and why I had so much of this stuff.
Yeah.
But it was a really good event, and she mostly like sells at vendor markets. I know she's in some stores as well. I'll put her Instagram, but she's typically at the Coconut Grove Farmers Market and the Coral Gables Farmers Market. That's typically where she sells on the weekends. She has a 9-to-5 job. Johnny, actually, when we were there, we prayed with her. We have a mutual friend. It was so many different, like ties there, whatever. But it was a great experience. The pies were really good. You liked it.
Loved it. Black owned.
And yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Go give them a try. Chelle's Cutie Pies.
I have to go to the farmer's market.
I'm down.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll put her Instagram and everything in the show notes, so you guys go check that out.
Yeah. And as you know, you can subscribe and rate us on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a review. Send us comments on the gram at Michelle Matters or through voicemail at 954-652-6519. And if you want to support the podcast, check the links in our website for some deals that we're partnered with.
All right.
And that's it.
I think that's another one in the books.
Yeah. Now let's go watch Rihanna.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Peace.
When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy, double off